Hi guys, welcome to the Digital Difference Maker YouTube channel where we discuss digital solutions to help your livelihood. My name is David, and today what we're going to be talking about are the 7 must-haves to start your digital marketing agency. Without further ado, let's do it. All right, so today we're going to dive into 7 fundamental principles and ideas that you need to start a digital marketing agency here in 2021. So some common misconceptions about starting a digital marketing agency. You need a lot of money, you need excess capital, you need a lot of different software and equipment, you need labor and people to work for you. Those are all fallacies, and we're going to debunk them here in this video. Now, with that, these 7 fundamental pillars will actually help you not only begin a digital marketing agency, but will also help you sustain your digital marketing agency for ultimate success. Before we get into the actual solutions, I want to preface this by saying that we're going to talk about 2 types of must-haves. A, intangible, and B, tangible. What do I mean by that? So, tangible would be any sort of 3-dimensional object that you can put on, take off, pick up, do whatever with, that is real in real life. So that would be a tangible item. Now, the intangible item we're going to talk about first because those are more complex. They're about ideas and thoughts and planning and different things of that nature. And we're going to talk about those first because I'd say they're not necessarily the most important, but the most complex to think about and understand. So it's better to get those out of the way first. I did just go to the gym and I sweated a lot. I'm glad this is not in smell-o-vision.
Oh, gross.
So your number 1 tangible item, and this is the most important, is a solution. What do I mean by that? So a solution, what you're going to be doing in a digital marketing agency is serving some customer. And more often than not, if not 100% of the time, your customer is going to be a human being. I don't know any digital marketing agencies that don't serve human beings directly. So for a digital marketing agency, you need to have some sort of solution that you prepare for your clients, whether they're an individual, a business, a freelancer, a non-for-profit, whatever it may be. You need to present some solution. Now, examples of some solutions would be online marketing services such as paid search, SEO, paid social media, organic social media, video production, content creation, email marketing, reputation management. The list is endless. Other things would be not necessarily a service-based, not necessarily a service base, but actual problem solving. Because what you want to do with your solution that you give to a business is, for a business, what do businesses need more of? They need more leads or they need more revenue. Because any business that wants to grow, if you're a business owner or an agency, you always need more revenue. So that's one of the services, there are solutions that you can tie yourself to. Other solutions could be providing businesses more time, making them more efficient in their processes, whether it's consulting or auditing or competitor analysis or what have you. So with all of that being said, I would recommend your solution as you're coming up with this, trying to decipher different services. Maybe you already know, maybe you don't, and that's okay. But I would recommend when you're coming up with a solution, tie it directly to I'm going to call it KPI or key performance indicator of that business or of that individual or of that freelancer. So, for example, if you're going to provide a solution for a business that wants to grow and is for profit, then I would recommend you provide a solution that is directly correlated or that you have some direct correlation with for revenue, because that's how you can track your progress. Now, if you're giving a solution to a freelancer or an individual and maybe they want time, you need to gear your solution and track it via time. That would be a huge priority. And the reason I bring up solution first is because when you build your business and you build your agency around providing a solution and giving back to your clients, that is what's going to be the center of how you do everything. When you get that right, a lot of the other pieces will fall into play more naturally. So solution is key. All right, number 2, time or labor. So yes, when you're beginning a digital marketing agency, as most of you may be doing or may be thinking about, you're gonna need time. Now, some of you might be in a different situation where you don't have a lot of time, but you may have resources and money to allocate where you can actually outsource and get labor. That's fine. But the vast majority, I'd say, have more time than money. So with that, yeah, you're gonna need a lot of time. Some things I would mention with time is when you're first starting, and this is really first starting anything, you need to habitualize. Is that a word? I don't know. But if it isn't, I just made it up. If it is, well, let's keep going. So habitualize, meaning forming habits. Even if you can only siphon out a half hour a day to work on your business or work on your agency, that's okay in the beginning. But do it consistently. Make it the same time every day. If you have, a half hour between 6 and 6:30 in the morning, excuse me, I just burped. If you have that time in the morning, again, grateful you're not in smell-o-vision. If you have that time in the morning, then utilize that time, but do it consistently every day. If you're a night owl and you want to do it between 11:30 and 12, God bless you, but you can do it then too. Whatever it is, after work, before the gym, after you tuck in your kids, whatever it is, habitualize it. Make it consistent. Make that a goal, because then that's going to help you get through that part of time and time management. When I first started, I found it was very overwhelming because I could see all the tasks that needed to be completed, but I didn't quite know how I was going to do everything. So when I sat down at any spot that I could in the day, I would get overwhelmed and not make as much progress. The only thing you should focus on, at least in the beginning, is habitualizing that time. As you get more advanced, I'd recommend either keeping a logbook, a running document to log all of your progress so you can feel like you're accomplishing, because in the beginning it's pretty hard to get the ball rolling. Or as you get more and more involved, you can go for a project management system. There are some great free project management systems such as Trello. There's other ones that have paid features like Asana, Basecamp, Monday.com, personal favorite. There's a lot of them out there. Okay, it doesn't matter really which one you use, but however you like to organize your day, you're gonna need some sort of project management system, especially as you scale with more clients and possibly more employees. Definitely recommend. So that's number 2, time and or labor. Number 3, emotional intelligence. Okay, so what do I mean by emotional intelligence? Again, this goes back to the beginning. The digital marketing agency, you're going to be serving other human beings. So with that, you're going to need some sort of adequacy level of relating to those other human beings. I know, scary. But don't worry. If you struggle with this concept or you want to improve, there are many resources out there that you can improve with. Emotional intelligence, some have more innate capability than others, but I think it's also a learned and practiced skill over time. Some of the best tools that I've used for emotional intelligence are books. The best book that I could recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If you haven't read that, highly recommend you read that. That book I've read 3 or 4 times now, maybe even more, and it's just, I get something new every time I read it. Another one I would recommend is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. That's a great one, especially learning how to negotiate and get what you want out of an interaction with another human being. Again, when I say that, I don't mean that in a negative way, but you are starting a digital marketing agency, you are starting a business, you should know how to negotiate and know how to ask for compensation for your time and for your service. So Emotional intelligence or soft skills is number 3. Number 4, this is the last intangible item, is a technical skills or knowledge base or an ability for technical skills or knowledge. These are the hard skills. So what do I mean by this ability? Well, I know that a lot of you, including me when we started this digital marketing journey, especially growing an agency or building one from scratch, you didn't necessarily know or was an expert about your service or about the solution that you were going to provide. And you know what? That's okay. The great thing about digital marketing is it's not rocket science, but it can get complicated. There are many, many different layers to the onion. You will learn over time, and I'll share some resources right now. If you'd like, leave in the comments if you'd like to know some of the resources that I use to stay up to date on trends as far as PPC, SEO, social media, email, content, anything like that, leave it in the comments. I'll make a video about it. But for now, how to enhance your technical ability and your hard skills, I would say definitely what you're doing right now, looking on YouTube, that's great. Udemy is a great way to learn some high-level basics, or LinkedIn Learning, formerly lynda.com. Other ones, as far as the actual industry itself, search engine land, SEO land, Moz, those are some really good ones. So those are just a few, and it really depends on what service you get into, but enough Google searching, enough exploring, you'll start to get an idea of who's a credible source, kind of how to find that niche or that solution for businesses that you service. And it might take some trial and error, but that's okay. Don't be discouraged. It's okay if you're not a master right at first. You just need to be smart enough to be able to learn, and the ability to be able to go into a computer and learn a technical interface, or go into a semi-complex subject matter and be able to identify and pick it apart. Trust me, as you get started, you'll get good and you'll be great. So those are the intangible items. We got 3 more items on the list that are as far as the tangibles, and I have some little note skis here. So tangible items, we got 3. Number 1, you're going to need a phone, and you shouldn't have a 1990 Nokia phone. You should have something that's maybe not the newest, but within a few generations of new. Right now, I'm recording this video on an iPhone 10. As of this recording, the newest iPhone is the 12. So I don't have the newest iPhone. Oh well, this is still going to be good enough. So have something that is within some generations. It could be Samsung, could be Apple, could be Windows Phone, whatever. But something that has a decent camera, that has good sound recording, depending upon what you want to do. You could be doing video production or audio or podcasting or whatever. And you're going to use your phone as a direct communication. You know, that's where you're going to store client contacts. That's where you're going to upload pictures that are important for your business. That's where you're going to have your email. You should have a good internet provider and an internet plan as well, so you can look at things like that on the go. Phone is key. And even with a lot of the interface and service work you provide, could all be done from your phone these days. Number 2, a computer. So technically this is optional, but I would strongly recommend a computer. Personally, I'd recommend a laptop. Personally, I don't like being, kind of standstill to a desktop. Depends, again, what you're working with. If you're working with heavy-duty video recording and media editing, maybe a desktop would suit you, but I think it would be perfect to have a laptop. And again, same thing like with the phone. You don't need the best $5,000 to $7,000 Apple laptop. You can have something that maybe isn't state-of-the-art, but is good enough, has enough storage capacity. If it doesn't have enough storage capacity, you can buy some separate external hard drives, which are fine. You can do things like get a basic computer or even a tablet. I'd really recommend a computer because it has a little more capability and processing power. But again, it is 2021. There's a lot of advanced technology for a reasonable price. So definitely would recommend a computer. And then finally, number 7, and the third tangible item is money. So in the beginning, I said you don't need a bunch of money. So now all of you are like, hey, David, you're a liar. What are you talking about, man? You just told me I don't need any money. Now you say I do. Well, I am disliking, thumbs down, blah, 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 blah. Hold on, relax. I'm not saying that you need a bunch of money, but I would say you need some. And by some, could be anywhere from a couple $100 to upwards of $1,000 or more. Depends on your own situation, but I'd say minimum a couple $100. And here's why. And it's not for the reason you think. One of the first reasons why I would do that if I were you is because when you start something, it's very easy to get excited about something that you start in the beginning, but it's very easy to kind of taper off as you kind of proceed, where you don't see the immediate gratification. So when you store money or you save money, even if it's a couple $100 in a bank account or under your mattress or wherever you store money, this is not a lecture about money, it creates that, at least for me, it created that mental accountability. Like, wait a minute, I saved some money for this project. I'm going to follow through with it. So it gives you some kind of glue and accountability for yourself. That would be one aspect. The second aspect would be you may need a couple things here and there. Maybe you need a cheap tripod, like what I'm using right now for my phone to record this video. Or maybe you need to get some sort of software like email hosting through G Suite. Because you want to have a professional email along with a professional domain and or website. So there's plenty of softwares out there too that can help automate your process, whatever that is, and you'll get into those as you proceed, but it helps when you have a little bit of money saved. So, well guys, that's it. Those are the seven fundamental things to have, must-haves before starting your digital marketing agency. To recap, number one, a solution, paramount, because that's what your company is going to be based around. Number two is going to be time and or labor. Remember, habitualize what you can. Number three, emotional intelligence. You're going to need soft skills in order to communicate with clients, so you can go back and check out some books that I've recommended. Number four, you're going to need the technical knowledge. Don't worry, you don't have to be a master right away, as long as you have some technical knowledge or hard skills and have a way to build off that. And then number five, a phone. Number six, a computer. And number seven, a little bit of cash. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you got any value from this video at all, please give me a like. It really helps the channel out. Please subscribe if you'd like to learn more about this type of content. Again, what this channel is all about is providing digital solutions in many different contexts to freelancers, entrepreneurs, agencies, individuals, and businesses alike to help your livelihoods. So go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next videos. Talk to you soon.